All right, mi gente, welcome back to
Bomba'to,
where we keep it 100 Dominican style. Today we're going to talk about something that every man in our culture has heard at least once or 1,000 times. Y la esposa pa cuándo. Listen, being a Dominican man comes with expectations. Get your money right, buy a house, have a family, and do it all before you're 35 or else. You're just another tigre that won't settle down, right? But here's the thing. A lot of us are still figuring life out. Bueno, some of us. Healing from past relationships to maybe just don't want to jump into something because society says it's time. So today we're going to unpack pressures to settle down where you're not ready, when you're just not sure, and when you're just straight up tired of the question. Let's get into it. ¿Qué se ríen?
He's like, you almost out of breath.
I was.
Like, damn, I wrote mad shit.
I did.
Me pasé. Es demasiado esta vez.
I made you I'm gonna do it again.
No, leave it.
Esto es Bomba'to. Atento a mí, deja esa vaina así. Esa vaina estaba buena.
Bomba'to.
All right.
Oh, miren, ahora que
I want to
estamos...
see this clip.
Ahora que estamos mencionando Bomba'to, I think it's only right that for our third episode, we say where this name came from. Because I did have a few people ask.
Oh, where it came from?
Yeah.
All right.
Dale.
So we have an uncle whose name is Tony. He is literally one of the funniest people you will ever meet. We may have him on the show sooner or later. And he has a very famous saying when it's time to drink, and it's Bomba'to. So we've constantly always said that when we're ready to just do whatever and say whatever, we just say Bomba'to. It's like a YOLO for us.
Bomba'to.
Yeah.
So that's where it comes from.
It's a Dominican yellow.
Yeah, pretty much. We changed it up a little bit sometimes to leñato because, he can't say that in the airport.
Yeah.
¿Qué tú dijiste? Ven para acá.
Leñato.
Bomba'to.
Cuidado
So-
contigo.
Only at the airport, though. But besides that, it's Bomba'to.
So, all right. So let's get into it. So out of the 5 of us, 3 of us are married. And then we have two single eligible men, Elvis
Two
and Angel.
bachelors.
Bachelors, professionals.
Rico, coño.
Rico.
Wow.
Rico.
Será rico de pelo.
All right, so what are some of the funniest moments you've had where you've gone to a family function and specifically with our aunts asking you guys when are you going to get married and what have you said?
Yes.
Angel, you go first.
You go first.
Yeah, dale para allá, loco. Eso es tuyo.
No, I think every time they've asked it, I think I've always told them no or whatever. But now that I think about it, right, I think it'll be better to kind of at least play around with it a little bit.
Tease it.
So they bring somebody up, I kind of be like, how much?
¿Cuánto tú me vas a dar
Explícame bien. ¿Cómo así?
With
How much for what?
inflation
How
and
much for what?
taxes for 30, yo.
I told my mom that the other day. I'm like, mami, realistically, si alguien quiere papeles,
Fact.
30, porque la cosa como está ahora.
¿Qué 3?
Mami, go, 30, muchacho, tú eres loco. I'm like, mami, que si yo soy loco, first off, I'm a young guy, I got a good job, I'm a U.S. citizen. 30 está bien, 10 para cada uno de esos
I
characteristics.
think legally we shouldn't talk about this.
Yeah.
In case it just
I mean,
happens.
nah. If I get married, it ain't
This
gonna
is
be
just
for
hypothetical.
This is hypothetical.
Hypothetically
Es que
speaking.
yes, of course, it's hypothetically speaking.
Yeah,
I would never do that.
We don't want.
We're just entertaining the idea.
Yeah. We're not
Nigga, it'd be nice to think about. Nah, fuck that. I'm not doing that shit.
Fuck that shit. We're not doing that.
Nah, we're not doing that.
No.
We don't do that over here.
So should I re-ask the question?
No, because it's hypotheticals. We really...
And nobody's really going to do this.
I don't think anyone me and Angel, between me and Angel, I don't think either one of us would actually go through with some shit like that.
So for us, the married men,
I got proposed that shit one time.
what?
I think who hasn't? I think the only one
actually
the
twice.
only one in this
Twice.
table that probably hasn't.
No. My dad was on one of my cousins on my mom's side. Ya me tenía preparado. When I turned 18, you know, eso.
They were arranging you for it.
Yeah, but
¿Cuánto?
Yo tengo una cosita aquí.
Pues yo soy demasiado feo porque a mí nadie me ha dicho
yo.
que te cases con alguien.
Es que tú te
tengo
ves
a
siempre
alguien.
bravo. Tú te ves siempre bravo. La gente no quiere hablar contigo. La gente no quiere hablar contigo.
I did have a situation when I first started dating Millie where your mom was like, yo, I have somebody for you. And I was like, I'm kind of already in a relationship. And it made it awkward because when I told Millie, she was like, what the fuck?
Yo, your mom was calling me one time, and I knew it was for some shit like that. Yo ni le cogí el teléfono, loco.
But nah, I've had a few moments where like family members have asked like, yo, when are you gonna, because I've always been very secretive about like who I'm dating or if I'm dating anyone.
Always like that.
Yeah, and back when I was single, I used to, you know, have my own little entrance into the house, and I always used to sneak my love interest.
Diablo cuando tú eras joven.
No, eso sí, yo era un demonio. Pero gracias a Dios estoy casado.
Hombre de Dios.
Un hombre de Dios.
¿Cómo así?
But nah, it's but nah, in all seriousness,
¡Se lo metieron, frío!
Seco, sin saliva.
nah,
That's what he would have playing on the speakers as they were walking out.
in all seriousness, I had my fun, and then when I found my current wife, I knew that it was time for me to hang up the
fun?
Yeah, the fun.
No, you said it.
Déjalo así mismo. Déjalo así mismo. No edite nada. Don't edit
Si
nada.
ustedes no ven a Ellie in the next episode, just know why. It was that moment.
Let me reiterate.
Arréglalo.
It wasn't the.
No me cagué mucho. No me cagué. No me esté cagueando.
Déjenme hablar.
¿Por qué usted está riendo?
Puedo hablar. It wasn't the fun. It was just the, you know, the being out in the street, you know, just all over the place, just not settling down with anybody, being a hoe.
So the fun.
No. Déjame yo callarme. Next time.
Se salió debajo de una patada. Wow. So, but have you ever had girls that kind of like force the issue onto you? Like, they pressure you into like making it seem like, oh, when are you going to propose to me?
Bro, I end that shit so quickly.
Yo. It's just a major turn off. Like, yo.
I've never gotten to
like,
that point in a relationship.
Nah, I end that shit so quickly. Bro,
Yeah,
you're not going to force me into marrying you. Like,
Yeah,
that's not
I feel like
that's something that for me,
me
like,
tiene que nacer.
eso es algo sagrado, bro.
Yo,
Like, that's not
me tiene que
just...
nacer,
if I'm not convinced that, you know, you can be that person for me, just because you tell me doesn't mean that you're going to convince me. Like, that's not how that works.
Exactly.
And if you keep pressing, goodbye.
Even if it's a family member trying to force you to get married.
Especially if it's... I don't entertain family members. Bro, listen.
Please tell the story.
No.
Dila.
No.
Habla libremente.
Okay, there was one... Okay, one time...
No me cagué tampoco.
There was
no
a
me cagué.
family member que quería que yo me casara con a family member of theirs. And that was the time where I was saying that. I told mommy, like, mommy, the way the situation is going, 30. And mama's like, mira, muchacho. Esa gente son familia. What's wrong with you?
Hypothetically.
I'm like, mommy, let's be honest. First off, I'm not going to do this. Like, I told her straight up, I'm like, yeah, I'm not doing this.
¿De quién que estamos hablando?
Pero,
Te perdido.
realistically, mommy, the way the landscape is, 30 is not bad.
Yeah, it's not.
It's really not.
Yo voy a decir 45.
Diablo.
El diablo.
Por eso que él tiene Tesla.
Tú eres rico.
Por eso que tiene un Tesla.
Nah, I would never do that shit.
So
Yeah, no, that's not for me.
So what are you guys really thinking in situations like when you're constantly being asked by family members,
Like about the
friends?
girlfriend?
Yeah, like about the girlfriend. Like you go to a family event y tú llegas solo y lo primero que te preguntan, ¿y por qué tú siempre vienes solo? ¿Y tú
la novia? ¿Dónde está la novia?
La novia está bien.
¿Tú no te vas a casar?
Está en el futuro. No, pero es verdad.
No.
Yo,
You, Angel.
I feel like they ask Angel all the time.
They do.
I feel like I just be ignoring it though, because it's like
He just smiles.
It's because he's the wildest child in the group.
They don't know.
Ellos saben que yo
Do
soy
they
hombre
know
de
that,
Dios.
Do they know that though? About
Nah, they know.
Angel,
Nah, they
Angel
have an
knows how to
idea.
hide it.
They have an idea though.
Si supieran.
They have an
maybe it
idea.
just seems like that when it's not though.
They have an idea.
Nah,
Not what?
Huh?
He's not what?
Like it looks like I'm wild, but I'm really not. It just comes off.
Yeah, okay.
It just comes off.
Angel, vamos un poquito más honesto.
Eh?
Sea más serio, por favor.
Un poco.
Un rayo te va a partir. Wow.
I don't know. I just think that like for family members, they have this idea that if you're not married and have the traditional relationship, that you're not in the
it's
right
just
place.
so weird.
Like I never understood that because hay gente que viven juntos and they've been together for years y nunca se casan y viven bien.
Here's my thing with that, right? And it's something I tell my parents because now that, you know, they know that I'm getting older, they're like, oh, lo nieto, whatever, la novia, whatever.
Que no te importa
But
nada. No importa la familia.
Exactamente, sí. Vamos a decirlo así, ok. No, pero de verdad, es algo que yo le digo a ellos, like, yo, ustedes quieren que yo me case y que yo le dé nieto, right? Para yo darle nieto es fácil. Yo le puedo dar nieto ahora mismo.
No.
Pero,
¿Con quién?
¿Con quién?
Please elaborate.
mind your damn business. Pero,
Por eso es que tú tienes tanto party, tanta vaina,
Por eso es que tú tomas fotos y no tomas fotos de nada.
por
Cada
eso.
rato lo veo bebiendo. ¿Y con quién es que está bebiendo?
Comiendo, yendo
Wow.
para tal sitio y es calladito que va el tipo.
Ya.
Dios mío.
Nunca invita, dice diablo, tipo, ya wanna come.
I do invite y'all.
Mentira,
Yeah, I just don't be
hablador,
going out.
embutero.
El único
Tú
que sale,
sali-
el único
tú
que sale
saliste-
Angel.
Tú saliste el viernes y no dijiste nada.
That was with coworkers. That was with coworkers. That was with
I
coworkers.
already know where he was at. He
That
was
was
either at
recorded.
Stagehouse
Mm-hmm.
or the
Yo,
one.
don't blow up my spot like that. The fuck?
This episode was not sponsored by Stagehouse.
No, no, no.
Hey, yo.
But if they
But
want
it's a
to.
good
Yeah,
place.
say
It's
yo
a good place.
quieren, say yo quieren.
If they want to, yeah.
Let's
I'll
talk.
fuck up their margaritas. Anyways, no, but I tell them like, yo, for me to be able to give you guys what you want, like it has to be with someone that I think is adequate for,
Genuinely,
like for that, for marriage, for raising kids, because that's something I ultimately do want. It's just I'm not gonna do that shit with whoever. You know what I mean? Like that's a lifelong commitment. I'm not trying to. This generation is very quick to get married, divorciado.
They
You know-
they fantasize too
You
much
know-
about it.
Yeah, they fantasize about marriage and they create this thing where
Yeah.
like, you have to give up who you are and you have to be like this.
Nah, fuck
this
that shit.
Bro, I'm gonna be who I am with whoever I end up with. They gotta like me for being me.
Y si ando con cicote, estoy con cicote.
No, espérate. Eso es de gente sucia. Yo no soy un sucio.
Báñate aunque sea.
Sí, por favor.
Báñate aunque sea. Wow.
No, pero.
And
de
I feel
verdad,
like for guys it's also easier because like you don't really have like as much pressure as like maybe even like a girl. Like for guys you don't have to like you could like wait longer essentially.
Wait until you're like 40, 50.
yeah, I'm not waiting that long.
But I'm saying like you don't really like feel the pressure in terms of like I have to have it now. Like you could like, you know,
For me,
do your thing.
I want to, like, I to some extent, yes. But I want to have my kids when I'm young. Like, I'm not trying to be a 50-year-old with a 10-year-old son or 10-year-old daughter. Like, bro, that's not happening. I'm sorry. I'm trying to enjoy my life, my youth, and have them enjoy their life, their youth. Me be able to play with them and whatever.
I had like 2 girls. Like,
Al mismo tiempo.
no.
Monstruo.
I had 2 girls that kind of like forced the issue when it came to like, ¿cuándo te vas a casar? When are you going to propose? All this shit.
Ruede.
Yeah, pretty much. Rueda
Durísimo.
But what? But
Doble
what?
acotado, loco. Pues,
But what made you not want to commit?
I don't know. I just didn't know. Something was telling me.
No.
Bro, if it doesn't feel right, it doesn't feel right.
And
That's
you know,
what I mean.
you know what's funny? Ella nunca sabe. Lo voy a decir español para que ella entienda. De que yo conocí la
Hablo.
De que yo conocí.
Espérate. Dame la bola. Otra más. Otra más. Esta historia.
Otra.
Dino.
De que yo conocí a la esposa mía, yo sabía que ella iba a ser mi esposa.
Dame el otro.
Nah, like.
Gay.
¡Gay!
Pero sigue.
No.
Muéranse
sigue,
todos.
sigue. Hey, no fue él, como si.
No, but like, like, I knew right away because, like, cuando yo la conocí, yo sé que ella era una muchacha de familia.
Honesta.
Yeah, and how she was brought up and also, like, how...
Muchacha seria.
Cómo eran los papás de ella y todo eso. Y eso me dio como, okay.
Yeah, that's
I
big.
I can see
That's
my-
important.
Yo, facts, bro. As soon as I saw,
important.
yo vi a los papás de ella, yo de una vez me acordé a los abuelos míos.
Oh, yeah.
De una vez.
It's over.
De una
That's
vez.
raps.
Like, all right, this is it. This is it for me. Y me nació de una vez. Sin ella tener que decirme ni nada de esa vaina.
You
Es que eso-
genuinely knew right away that, like,
que
yo,
eso
this
sale
is
natural.
who
Yeah.
I see myself with.
Yeah.
Eso sale natural. Eso no nadie te puede
Facts,
forzar a ti. Los padres tuyos, tu amigo, tu familia, tu
No
madre,
importa,
tu
no
pai.
importa.
Todo el mundo te puede decir, oh, no, que esa es... No, mi hermano, la cosa no funciona así porque no es ellos que se van a casar.
Claro.
Eres tú.
Tú tienes
Tú
que
tienes que-
tú tienes que estar contento. tú tienes que estar feliz.
Exactamente. Y tú tienes que estar seguro, no, esta es la persona para mí.
Yo le digo,
Atentamente yo. You know what I mean? Not anybody
Yo
else.
tengo una tipa para ti, loco.
for me, when with Millie, my situation with her was like I just felt myself. Like I didn't have to like change who I was. Like
That's
I
what
could
I'm
be
saying.
I could be myself around her and not feel like I'm being judged. Like I like watching anime and reading all that
Nerd.
shit. Shut up. So with her, she, like she genuinely like was like, "Oh, what is this?" And I was like, "It's so and so," and she was like, "Oh, that sounds interesting." And she actually took the time to like see it and like try to understand it. Even
didn't
to this
like
day,
it.
she didn't like it. Well, no, not that she didn't like it. She was like, "Oh, it's cool," but it's not her thing.
That ain't for me, dog.
That's fine. You don't have to like
Yeah,
it.
you
But
don't. And that's the thing.
As long as you understand it
Yeah.
or respect it.
She put
Respect
the
that
effort.
you like
it's
it.
the exactly.
Respect
That's
that
it.
you
Because
like
you don't have to be the same person. You're not marrying your twin.
But no. I disagree with that.
That
Because
you're not marrying your twin?
I disagree with that because if you find the right person, that person kind of resembles you.
Yeah.
Okay, to some extent, but
Yeah.
that doesn't necessarily mean that they have to like everything that you like.
Alguna
Is what I'm
cosa.
trying to say.
Alguna cosa.
Like,
No todo,
yes,
no todo.
you guys
Yo,
will have
you-
similar
you
values. You guys will
mold
have.
yourself around each other in
Yeah.
a sense.
Yeah.
But
you
it's not
fit.
that you guys have the same likes and dislikes. Like, tú eres una persona que no come locrio. Rosy come locrio.
Nah, she fucks with Taylor Swift. I can't.
Okay, so that okay.
Yeah.
There you go.
Pero le
You don't-
gusta la música a los dos.
Yeah, definitely. Last night we were listening to. Last night we were listening to Tatico Enrique.
Oh,
Both of us.
that we grew up with that.
Yeah.
And she sits down and watches wrestling with you.
True. I got her into it, to be honest.
There you
I
go.
got her back
There you
into
go.
Well, you got to
See,
back
that-
into it.
But that's the thing,
Yeah.
though. She's trying to
Yeah.
like the
Like
things
your
that
likes.
you like.
And vice versa. You
Yeah.
try to like the things that she likes.
Yeah,
Tú
like
tienes que tratar que te guste lo que ella le guste.
El locrio.
Empezando con el locrio.
El
Locrio de
sancocho.
salami.
El espagueti.
Los espagueti.
Berenjena a la parmesana.
Yeah,
Orejita.
nosotros pasamos eso ya. Eso fue en el pasado. Ya hablamos de eso.
Berenjena.
Ya hablamos de eso.
Eso, mira,
Ya hablamos de eso.
¿Qué más no te gusta?
es verdad, ya hablamos de eso, pero mira, eso
Ya
nunca,
hablamos
you're
de
never gonna live that down.
That's fine.
Eso siempre
That's fine.
lo vamos a hablar.
That's fine.
Hasta que yo no te lleve a ti para Dominicana.
Eso está
Yo,
bien.
I swear to God, we need to all take a trip together. And
For the
just-
podcast, we gotta do
No,
it.
no, like, and just like, we gotta take him. We gotta take him around, bro. We gotta take him around, bro.
Atención, mujeres. Atención, mujeres. Las esposas de estos tres. Porque Ángel David y yo no. Ángel David y yo podemos ir para donde sea. Atención, mujeres. Este es el aviso. Wilson, bueno, ya Wilson me dio permiso. Emanuel y Elisaúl se van a ir con
Damn, this guy has to
nosotros.
throw my damn
Ya
full name out
saben,
there.
ya saben. Eli y Emanuel
Where we
se
going?
van con nosotros para la República Dominicana. Tenemos que grabar uno de los episodios próximamente allá.
¿Por qué tú me tiras a mí? Ella vive ya. Oye.
Mejor todavía, pero hay que pedir permiso como quiera. Porque tú no vas a estar con ella. Es con nosotros que tú vas a estar.
Lo mata.
No,
Y él
tú
va
la vas a
pa-
visitar. Tienes que irte por una semana con ella y otra con nosotros.
El diablo, ¿y cuánto tiempo va a durar
¿Quién
para
es
allá?
hombre rico? No.
Yo no sé como tú, que duró 2 meses ya. Yo no sé cómo tú.
Yo puedo dar una semana
Una
y ya.
semana, tal vez.
No.
14 días.
Ok,
Ya.
pues
Tal
7
vez.
con ella y 7 con nosotros. Nosotros nos vamos una semana para allá.
So, would y'all be willing to
Go
marry
on a
some-
dating show.
No. Marry somebody out of
Your
pressure. Yeah, like pressure
No.
or just for the simple fact that maybe, for instance, like how you said, you don't want to marry somebody when you're old.
This is a good question.
And you're getting to that age. And you're like, fuck it, let me just settle.
Would you go out with somebody that your family don't like?
Yes.
Ooh, nah,
That's a tough one. That's a tough
I learned my lesson, bro.
Matter of fact,
Mommy is never wrong, bro. Mommy is never wrong.
Matter of fact,
I don't think I will.
I'll take that answer back. I'll say no, because there was a moment where I was involved with another girl,
a lovely lady,
a lovely lady back in my time, and Tia was like, "Yo,
Esa no es pa' ti.
you might want to dead that in the water," and I was like, "Why?" She
Ella
was
no
like,
te dijo así. Ella te dijo, suelta esa muchacha en banda.
I'm putting it in a nice way.
Olvídate de esto. Esto es bomba. Esto no es politically correct.
All right. In the nice words that Manny and Elvis said, she was like, yeah, kill all that.
Rueda. Dobla cotao.
And after the fact, when I followed her sayings,
Y fuera.
I found out that she was exactly what she said. And I was like, fuck.
Yeah, they usually
always right.
I don't know what it is, bro. They usually see something that we
they
don't.
got a radar.
They do, bro.
Because sometimes for guys it's hard to detect because you look at other stuff and then like you just
we think
you're pussy whip, bro. You're pussy whip, bro.
No,
you're fucking pussy whip.
No, sometimes you're wrong.
You're thinking with your other head.
You're thinking with your dick. That's what it is. Your fucking dick. That's what it is, bro. ¿Y qué?
No, es que tiene. Okay, yo no le iba a decir así. Yo iba a decir, tiene los ojos cerrados. Uno te enamorado. Cuando uno está enamorado, uno como que se asiega.
Pero ni enamorado. It's more of a...
Okay, enchulado.
It's more of a...
decirlo así, yo lo que no
you lust that person because, you know, they probably offering something that you want.
Yeah.
Enchulado.
Yeah, it's fine. That's fine.
Pero no, de verdad, si a la persona... I've always said that too, like... If my mom and my sisters, they're the people that know me the best. Like my dad, he ain't really gonna. He's gonna be fine with.
He's gonna be like, my nigga, as long as she no te pega cuerno, you good.
Yeah, exactly. Pero if my sisters, and my mom don't like the person, it's raps.
Yeah,
it's raps.
I feel like that's a deal breaker. Man.
They know
I've
me
learned my
very well.
lesson.
That is a deal breaker.
I've tested the theory way too many times.
Yeah, I don't
work out.
It's a very interesting dynamic when your family doesn't like your individual because you're trying to keep the peace, but at the same time you're like, fuck, this is my family, but this is my significant other. So who do I lean towards more
I'm always gonna pick family. I'm sorry, that's just me.
But
family been with me since day one. They know me the best. This is someone that just came into my life.
But what if this person, let's say for instance, you've been with this person for years and you know that they're the right person?
I wouldn't be there with them for years and my family don't like them.
Yeah.
It's simple as that.
Okay.
Like I don't think I would never. I don't think I would ever willingly be in that situation.
Eso es un agarre y vámonos.
Fly, yeah.
Yeah, pretty much, bro.
Cause bro, not for nothing.
Hit it and quit it.
My
Pero
la suerte que está casado ya.
Ya está casado. Pero verdad.
No, pero
Shit.
yeah, if my siblings and my mother don't like the person I'm with, it's raps.
That's a rap, bro. That's a
Because yeah, bro, I don't want to learn the hard way.
no, bro.
But that's another reason why.
Bro. That's a reason. Bro.
That's another reason why I don't just bring anybody home tampoco.
No,
like
claro.
because.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna lie. I've had some situations that I've
I
brought
just didn't give a fuck.
a girl over to meet the family, and then after the fact, I'm like, "Fuck, why did I do that?"
Yeah.
That's what I'm not trying to do.
Facts, bro. 100,000,000%. bro.
Manny, it sounds like you have something to say because you said that with a lot of force.
Wow. Yo llevé una tipa.
Una nada más.
Yeah.
Okay.
¿Qué tú quieres? Es un hombre de Dios.
Ahora.
Oh, yo te agarro en la bajadita. I took this girl to like a family gathering. You guys were there. You remember her probably. Gracias a Dios.
Was it the beach?
No.
Was it the apartment for like New Year's?
No.
Was it?
Oh shit, then it's more than one. I forgot about that.
¡Está cogido!
I forgot about that shit. Whatever. That was in the past. But
Ya lo
yeah, like she was
pasado,
she was Puerto Rican and Russian.
Qué mezcla.
Now we know. Now we know. There's only one.
Exactly.
There's only one person.
Es que tuvo
Now
con
we
una
know.
mezcla.
Qué mezcla.
Jamás en la vida.
It's like the flags don't match. Like they don't go together. Like a piece of a puzzle. Like it just doesn't. No,
man, la
you
vida.
just can't.
Nunca jamás. Jesus, bro.
Aprendiste.
Yeah, nah, like she.
But does your mom tell you like what it is?
Nah.
That's the problem.
So just
Why
be-
don't
nah,
you just
nah,
say
so
it?
just be like, it's not for
She's
you.
just be
She's not
like,
gonna
nah.
tell you.
But,
Yeah.
then how will you learn?
With her simply telling me, ya está
No, but
bueno.
I'm saying, how will you learn
I know,
to
look.
avoid that and bring that up in the future?
No, you know,
You don't know.
you know by the way she looks, by the way she greets her,
Especially-
No,
your mom-
not that. I'm saying
No.
for your mom to know.
Bro,
what-
because you'll after it
No,
happens
not-
more
not-
than once, you'll notice that there's a trend with
There's
the
a
girls. They
pattern.
all have a pattern.
Yeah.
No, but why don't they just tell you that? Like
'Cause
we were
they-
doing games out here,
Bro.
like, yo, you gotta figure it out.
So-
Let me tell you
so they-
something. Girls are complicated.
Yeah.
That's simple
Like,
as
just
that.
say it up front. Like, I don't. I
They ain't not
have to
gonna
go to
tell you.
work on Monday and go to like, bro. Now I gotta figure
Don't
out
get
a
a gymnastic.
puzzle.
I gotta
gotta
get to the
figure out
gym, yo.
this
I'm
mix.
busy, bro.
I gotta
got
figure out
time
if
for
I'm gonna change my status to
Ya.
single
Yeah.
by Monday.
Hay que
Tú me
llamar,
dices sí o no.
hay que
bro.
llamar a
Esta
Vuelta al
no es.
Mercado para que te lea la carta.
But nah, I get what Angel's saying. A lot of the times, parents they'll be like, "No, yo no me quiero meter en tu negocio, pero ten cuidado."
That ten
Yeah,
cuidado
that
means
ten
a lot.
cuidado is enough.
Yeah, yeah, that's not it.
Or the bueno.
Yeah. Especially,
They hit you
man,
with the
Bueno
bueno.
especially Manny's mom because her facial expression
Bro.
says
She
it
can't
all.
hide it, bro. Yo ni le pregunto,
And she
loco.
says it too.
Yo.
Like she'll like say like
Like,
even
she
to
said
like
gang.
us, she'll literally just say it and
Oh,
it's
yeah.
like
Seco y
bro,
pelado.
Yo,
bro,
Like,
yo, she does not know how to lie, bro.
bro, not at all.
Not
Like
one
it's
bit.
so obvious.
Imagínate. Gracias.
mira, pero te salvó.
Por
Te
fin
salvó.
consiguió una buena. Dios, gracias.
Gracias, wow.
Yeah, I remember when you got serious with your wife and Tia was calling my mom. She was like, "No, esta sí me gusta." I was
Bro,
like,
you know what's
and mami was like, "Diantre, qué bueno. Si a ti te gusta, no hay problema. Yo estoy contenta."
bro, that whole group, bro.
Yeah.
Your mom,
Yeah.
my mom and him.
Yo,
That
bro.
loco. La
Eso.
tres moqueteras, loco.
group,
Eso.
holy shit.
Eso.
No.
Bro, even like you go across the living room, you just hear them like talk because they're never
Yo,
like
let's talk about
even
the
even
random
if
I
they're,
love to-
even
I
if
love
they're
to
not
see
on
them
speaker,
together. I
you
love
can,
to
you
see
can
them
hear them through the
together.
phone because they're so loud.
It's mad
like you don't even
funny.
need speaker to hear them.
Yo, it's mad funny. They be in their own little world when they're
Oh,
together.
they do.
Bro,
They be talking
So
shit.
so this is a reverse question. So let's say the girl you're with, you've been with her for a few months, you bring her over to the house, family loves her, pero you don't.
Damn.
What do you do in that situation?
I'm breaking it off.
but the thing is like
I would not bring her to the fucking house in the
Yeah.
first
Yeah, right?
No, but I'm saying, let's say you're like,
If
fuck
I
it.
don't
let
feel
me-
it,
Wait,
No,
bro,
but
at what point do I
well-
realize? At what point do I realize?
now I would never
Say
do
that.
that now, but I've done that.
Yeah,
I'm
but
important.
I'm saying, like, what do you do in a situation like that? Let's say you've been with her for 3 months.
Well, no. And you say the family likes her, but I
The
don't.
family likes her.
Oh, yeah,
and you,
I never done
and
that.
you
I never
don't.
done that.
Or
Never done
let's
that.
say
I never done
you
that.
bring her over to the family, they like her, and then a few months later you start seeing things, and you're like, yeah, I don't think this is the right
Here's
one.
then
the
that's-
thing. How much input does a family have?
They have a lot.
I mean, it depends on the person.
Because I'll be honest with you, I take Tia Cristina's opinion about people and like certain situations, it weighs a lot. Like when I brought Millie over for the first time, it was stressful because I was like, all right, let's see what they think. Because in my mind, I was like, all right, this is the perfect person for me. But at the same time, I'm like, I want them to like her.
I want the approval.
You know,
Yeah.
you know,
From the people that know me best.
I'm gonna say some shit. The way we were raised and I know the values that they
instilled in us.
instill in us. Whatever person we decide to end up with, getting married with,
Or
9 times out of 10, just because the way we were raised, is gonna be the right person.
I mean,
No, like
Well,
no,
there-
like
there's-
I'm not talking about girlfriends. I'm talking about getting married.
I don't know. It doesn't always end that same way because let's be honest, when you marry somebody or just in general, there's a difference between dating someone, living with someone, and you're not married, and being married with someone. Because there's been times where people, when they get married and they add that wife and husband title, they make a whole 180.
It weighs heavy.
And you see the difference in them, and it doesn't last.
And that's why I said,
I give you that. I give you that. I give you that. But I feel like you thought, at least, that's like her changing her fucking personality, doing like fucking 180 out of nowhere. But like, I feel like if you thought that she was gonna get, you get married to this person because she's the one, and then she changes on you, it's not your fault. It's their fucking fault.
Well, yeah.
It don't matter. It's still your problem.
No, yeah, yo la voto.
That, like, that's the thing, and that's the thing with marriage. Like, for me, I'm very hesitant to.
No, yo.
Like, when that trigger comes, I'm gonna be very hesitant to pull that trigger.
I hate
for
saying
that
the D word.
reason.
I hate saying
divorce.
It's not even an option.
That's not. That's the thing for me. Yeah, that's not an
That's
option.
why, yo le dije tú tienes que chuparte este caramelo. Tú estás brava. Vete para la otra habitación.
Exactamente.
But that's not even an option for me,
Vete
bro.
a
Manny,
caminar.
estás harta de mí. Vete, acuéstate un ratico.
Vete, acuéstate, sueñate con
No,
los
y
angelitos.
lo bonito es que
Quiero un chin de comida. Ven, come.
yo soy uno que a mí me gusta joder. Tú puedes te encojonar, ve, tírate para el otro cuarto, pero ahorita voy yo y te voy a abrazar y se te va a quitar el pique. Normal.
I told her, like, nah, that's not. I don't believe in that.
Yeah.
No, neither do I.
We're
And that's
working
why
that shit out.
That's why I tell my parents, like, yo, when I do end up getting married, like, that's gonna be my person. I'm not gonna get married because anyone tells me. I'm not gonna be married because of social pressure.
Con
because
ella, ¿verdad?
because I'm older, whatever the hell, you know.
You gonna be getting butterflies
Yeah.
Butterflies for what?
en el estómago cuando tú sabes.
No, eso no sabe nada. Él no tiene experiencia en eso.
Yo
no me he casado, yo soy un hombre soltero.
Cuando yo le propuse a la esposa mía, Jesús.
Oh, I've heard.
Bro,
I remember the video. Your voice changed.
I did the recording for him.
Un fucking speech y toda la mierda.
Jesús.
Manny, buying the fucking ring. Buying the fucking ring.
Yo,
Bro,
that took me the longest.
you're just standing there looking at it like, bro,
Am I doing
about
this
to
shit?
do
am I really about to? But the thing with me was, like, when I went to go buy the ring, I consulted so many people, and I was like, yo, I'm gonna ask her to get married. And not one person came to me. It was like, yo, don't do it. They were like, I'm happy for you. And I knew, I was like, I'm doing the right thing.
Yo no le dije a nadie. Después que compré el anillo fue que yo se lo enseñé.
We went together, me and Rosie.
Oh, y'all just went together.
I mean, y'all been together forever, so it's a little different.
Yeah.
But even then, like,
This dude, Jesus, he told me, he's like, yo, I want you to take pictures if you can, if you're available. I'm like, of course, dude, I got you, of course. Cuando este tigre bajó on one knee.
Bro, that voice.
That voice.
Le salió un gallo.
I went through puberty again.
Yo, he went, exactamente. He went
Se le
through
quitó la
puberty
barba con todo, loco.
Wow. Papá, yo nunca había escuchado esto de que teary-eyed, the voice changing.
Pero I'll be honest,
Bro.
aunque yo sepa que ella iba a decir que sí.
You're still nervous.
Yo tenía el miedo que ella me diga que no.
She
Yo.
probably knew too. That's the thing. 100%.
Cuando we did it afterwards, ella me dijo, she was like, I kind of knew you were gonna do it, but I didn't know you were gonna do it.
Who do you think is more nervous, the guy or the girl?
So I think it has to be the guy.
Nervous
because,
for what?
like, for
To propose.
like when the proposal's happening.
And
It has to be the guy. The
girl
guy
is
has
worried
to
about
buy
the
the
picture.
I
ring.
feel like I was
The
nervous.
guy has to
are.
buy the ring, right? They have to get down
Yo.
on one knee, and you have to get a yes.
Yo,
The girl just has to answer.
Did you make sure Millie had her nails done and everything?
She had everything done.
So she knew.
How'd you do that?
I told her we were gonna go take pictures because Emmy was just recently born, so she was still a baby. But I was like, yo, let's take family pictures.
They definitely know. Because
Yeah,
girls
she-
been talking
no,
about
no,
they
she-
all
Nah,
talk
That's
about
a pretty
this.
good cover up.
She
though.
knew,
But
she,
he- but
but
girls
she
know,
knew.
though.
No, she knew.
Girls
she
like
knew,
detectives.
She knew something was up. She was like,
But Ellie taking pictures.
She was like,
Yeah,
my
Ellie
God.
taking pictures. That's crazy.
How many
She's
pictures
married.
are
Not even that. proposing to take pictures.
Yeah, because you didn't even let her like come up to you with the idea. Like you didn't
think
plant
about
the
it. You think
seed.
Ellie would want to go? Ellie would probably, we could just take it
Damn,
here.
bro, you should have like me. Oh, Elvis needs to do this for a project.
Mentira.
Un poco más creíble.
There was one time when we went to Canada where it would have been perfect because it was a romantic weekend.
¿Y
a
qué
nice little
pasó?
it slipped my mind.
Yeah. But you had the ring and everything?
No, I didn't buy it yet.
So
it
you
was
got it, you were like, fuck.
It was the perfect moment.
I would have gone to Canada right there. Like, yo,
Vamos para
baby, espérate, déjame cambiar esta goma.
Bro, so so we went we left on a Friday. We were there until Sunday. That Saturday, it was nice winter weather. It was snowing. There was they had like this little heart thing, and we were taking pictures. And the funny thing was that she was like, "Yo, I really thought that you were gonna propose here." And then after the fact, I was like,
That shit got
yeah,
Did you know it was gonna look like
that
that?
hit you hard though, right?
No, I didn't. And the
That
funny,
hit you hard afterwards,
it
like when
did.
she hit you with that.
Yeah, and
Eso.
I even went the extra step
no
to
sé,
get the room. They put champagne. They
I
got
remember
shots.
that.
the
Diablo.
Jose
Ellie was just like,
Diablo, Eli,
¿Qué es lo que tú estabas haciendo?
Diablo, Eli, no,
Tú no
Eli.
sirves. Tú eres un sucio. Wow.
La jodí.
But
Pero se casó con
Nah, that is
anyway.
wild, bro. That is.
she
It-
still
it-
said yes the second time you.
I didn't
I mean,
propose. the first time.
no, but like,
Yeah.
you still say yes to the first time you proposed.
Yeah.
I would have said no.
Well,
Yeah,
Llévame pa' Canada otra vez, coño.
Nah, bro. Like when I went to talk to like her parents to ask like for like permission.
Bro, that's
that's
gotta
a
be
good
nerve.
girl.
I had that.
Loco, qué maldito nervio.
I was chilling, bro.
Loco. Yo estaba nervioso.
I gotta. Does that? You think
loco.
everybody does that?
No.
I did
I
that.
do.
How many people?
I did
like,
that.
I think
I feel like-
it's a very
I feel like
cultural thing for us.
That's the way we were.
Well, what happens
Yeah.
if they say no?
La macate.
That's a very good question.
That is a
Por
good
ahí
question.
That is a very good
Por ahí mismo
question.
te va.
I don't want to be the one to find out though.
Las Vegas. Vamos a casarnos para la Vegas.
Yeah, no.
But you kind of know if the parents like you or
But the
not.
guy tell the girl, like, hey, your parents said no.
I don't know. I don't want to
You
be.
probably have
I don't want to be
tell
the
them,
one to
but
find
they're gonna figure it
out.
out eventually. He's like, damn.
But all right, that's a good question though. If the parents said no, you
It's
would
never
ask the
picture
parents,
perfect.
Are you gonna tell the girl or are you gonna break it
They're
off?
gonna bring it up eventually. She's gonna know because the parents are probably gonna.
Would you still propose though if they say no?
You gotta think.
Out of spite.
I think I would.
Bro, no wait,
because
You
at
have to know
the
for
end of the
yourself,
day,
though, too.
at the end of the day, like we said, it's gonna be Yatu.
no,
Yeah.
but hold on,
Yeah, but
because
then- but then-
because we're going.
We're
Let's
just
go
going-
back to the
Yeah, exactly. Your family's not gonna like it.
Your family,
Her family's not gonna like it.
We say your family. If your family says no to the person you're dating, right? Like they don't like it. We gonna cut it off. Well, we did. Well, no, we all did.
But that's in a
Pero
si-
entonces the opposite. If the girl's parents that you're dating
Don't like
doesn't like you,
Jesús.
Well, I mean,
what
Ahí no hay nada que
do you
buscar,
do?
loco.
At that point, you leave it up to her to decide if she wants to follow her parents' wishes and end it, or
That's tough, bro. Because I'll be honest, for me, it's important that my family likes the person that I'm dating,
And
but
likewise.
also
All around.
likewise.
This will be all around
Because
love.
no es verdad que yo voy a estar con una persona,
Del
her
bueno.
family hates me, so I can't be around her when she goes around her family. Or like I just take her away from her family because they don't like me, so we just cut ties. Like that's not right. Because at the end of the day, if this is my person, when we end up having kids, I want my kids to experience both sides of the family.
Because when you're getting married, you're not only marrying her, your family.
You're
marrying
marrying
her
the
family.
that is
family.
true.
That is true, bro.
So I don't
Because it works perfectly, like with Millie, like around us,
Oh, yeah.
or the family. Like, I'm not
Bro,
gonna be like,
they-
oh, I'm
they
gonna be
fucking
somebody
loved
else.
it.
I'm
They
gonna live
fucking loved her.
the same way I act around you guys. I'm gonna act around her.
Exactly.
y también que ella sabe cocinar.
Ah, eso le encanta a él.
Bro.
Her mac and cheese. Jesús.
Nigga, she made it. What was it? It was some potato, something
it was
that
the
I
soup.
would
It was
never
the
eat.
soup.
Something I would never eat.
Yo, that's when he texted you that
No,
they can save me some, right?
Pero pregúntale, le
Tú comes de
dimos
todo,
una
loco, tú comes de
soda.
todo.
no,
la
at the un
sopa.
takeout restaurant.
Jesús.
No, but that shit was busting,
Bro,
though.
Bro. ¿Qué es eso?
Bro, she be cooking anything.
Ustedes ven como yo estoy de gordo.
She fucks
Bro,
me.
Está papeado, está
anything.
papeado.
You be cooking, I'm like, god damn.
Yo, she be. Her
Get you a Millie.
Yeah.
Nah, I fuck with Millie heavy.
That's the way to a man's
Shout out
heart.
to Millie, bro.
Food.
Shout out.
Food.
She's
Shout
the
out to
goat
Melly.
in the kitchen.
Sigan.
Mira, Meli, ya tú sabes. Meli, ya tú sabes. Te estamos dando tu promo, pero para que dejes él irse con nosotros para Dominicano una semana.
But
Él no va a ir como quiera. Él no va a ir como quiera. Él no va a ir.
Bomba'to sin Eli.
FaceTime. We're going to Zoom to that shit.
so just going back to our second episode with the machismo, does your machismo play a role in getting married? Because I know some guys, especially in the Dominican culture, there's the saying que cuando tú estás con una mujer and you guys live together, ustedes están casados estilo dominicano.
Están casados.
Pero you don't get married.
My fucking mom be like, "Oh, ellos están casados. They're just living together."
I mean, at some point, like,
But does that matter? Like,
Oh, fulana se casó. That means she just moved in with the guy.
I'll be honest. I would like to kind of experience that before I get married.
what?
Because-
Live with her?
Yeah, even
have
even
to.
if it's for a short period of time, but you kind of have to see what the other person is.
At
like
that point, what are
when
you
y'all
doing
live
though?
together.
What are you doing though? At that point,
What do you mean?
like if you just want to test it out.
Airbnb for a weekend.
Because like if you know it's the one, you know it's the one. And if you're testing it out with somebody, it's like you're wasting your time at that point.
No,
You're going to make it
'cause
work regardless.
At
If you
that
know
point,
if they're-
compren una casa junto y ya.
El diablo.
Cásense.
That's the
what
only
are
way
you
you're gonna
doing?
know.
We need
I don't know, it
we need
depends,
two
though,
incomes
'cause-
now for a house.
You don't see them at home.
incomes.
You just see them when you
Two
want to see
incomes.
them.
Adiós.
But like,
Ah, sobre tú que eres millonario.
Mire, buen
Yo le dije a usted que el más pobre aquí soy yo.
rastrero.
Cállese que usted tiene un carro que se maneja solo.
No encontra la cadena, sácala. No encontra.
¿Qué cadena? ¿Qué cadena?
But nah,
No, but,
like when me and Millie started off, we were together, I think 3 months where we were, because she was living in Staten Island and I was living here in Jersey. And we went, I think, like 3 months where it was just going back and forth. And yo soy una persona muy, what's the word? I'm very picky with like being in a room with somebody else. Like I have a very low social battery. So like once that social
You don't
battery
say.
runs out, I like to be
cara lo
alone.
dice
Eli,
todo.
tú vas.
Tu
We'll
cara lo
see.
dice
He ain't
todo. He
coming.
ain't coming.
But
he's changed a little bit though.
Honestly, it's only with us though. Like
What?
he's active like this with us.
Yeah, this is the most active you'll
Yeah,
see him.
this is that.
If it's anybody else,
He tried
mucho,
hiking though last
Yeah.
year.
But it's just with us though.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
has that group.
Talking about
ese
hiking.
tell you
hombre,
why.
ese hombre tenía 30 y pico de años y trató hiking a los 30 y pico de años. Dime tú.
Yo.
but I don't got,
Dime tú.
I don't
Pero
got
está
friends.
cambiando.
I don't have friends that would
Deje su
propose
show
that.
que usted ha ido a Dominicana. Usted sabe lo que usted está hablando.
Tú te has metido tu par de monte. Está tranquilo. Tú te has metido par de monte.
En Pasola. Fuck outta here.
Monte y culebra. Monte y culebra.
But nah, like,
Yo.
but when she was like, "Yo, we should move in together," I didn't even hesitate. I didn't even think about it. I was like, "Let's do it."
But at that
but
point, you're
that's-
not testing anything.
But
No.
no.
No, but that's the thing, though. That's the thing about knowing the person and knowing who you're marrying. Like, you, deep down, you know. Like, it's a te nace. Like,
So if you know, you know.
you know, like, you don't.
So then
you
there's
don't- you don't
nothing to
question
test out.
anything.
No, but think about it.
At least for me, anyway.
You're
No,
not
because
testing it,
en-
but you are.
En realidad, once you
kinda
have
are
once you have
testing.
that
Because it could go
feeling,
left.
you know that that's gonna be your
Yeah.
person, but you still gotta test it. Like
You're
you
not
can say, "Oh,
testing
you
it,
want," you
but
still
you're testing
testing
If you
it.
know the person, you're not testing
You
anything.
still
bro.
testing
You're not.
You kind,
Wilson,
you
you still
kind,
you still testing
you
it.
so
bro.
you don't.
Testing
from
what?
the start, then no hay confianza.
no,
No es
I don't
que-
agree
no,
with
No
that.
es que no hay confianza. Es because, once again, cuando tú estás con una persona y nada más se ven de vez en cuando durante el día por un par de horas, es diferente que tú estás con una persona día y noche. Van a haber días que you just want to fucking strangle your other partner because it's normal for you to have.
Hypothetically.
No hypothetical. you get to the point. you get to the point where you're like, bro, ni te me acerques. Pero
Coge tu cuarto. Yo
yeah,
cojo el
like
mío.
tú coges por ahí, yo cojo por
Ahorita yo voy y
aquí.
te abrazo.
Gracias a Dios, I haven't experienced that.
Hay alguna gente que se llevan bien, pero hay situaciones que all right, let's put it like this. Hay situaciones que tú tienes tus discusiones with your partner.
But that's
It may not be something that it escalates to a point where, you know, you get physical with the other person, pero hay algunas veces que you have arguments with the other person, and it may escalate to a point where you say something that you don't mean at the moment, but out of just the
like
situation.
A verbal argument.
Yeah, like you say shit and you're just like, fuck at the end. You're like, bro, I fucked up. Pero cuando tú estás con una persona and you guys move in together, it's a big adjustment. Because you may do things in your space that may not be right for their space.
When you move in with a person, it's no longer your space and their space. It's our shared space. Yeah. Like, you know what I mean? It's a brand new space. You have to learn to live with that person. So you're still testing it because you're still learning to live with that person.
Here's the thing. If both of you are in agreement, you're both are falling into it. So it's not that big of an adjustment.
Bro, it's still an adjustment, though, nonetheless.
Right.
I don't care if it's a big adjustment or a small adjustment. However you view it, it's still an adjustment. You're still living with another person. Whether you get, well along with that person or not, it's still living with another person.
I guess it's just because I've been married for so fucking long at this point.
Well, you guys have been together for years.
Yeah.
And you guys know each other. And you guys were always
for a while
together.
Man, didn't y'all used to go to each other's houses and fucking cook?
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, so you started living together without technically living together. Yeah. That's why it was so easy for you.
Y'all been married for over 20 years already.
Desde que nacieron.
Pero, like, there's... Pa' donde mi esposo. But there's different nuances that, like, people have. Like, for myself, like, I had to get used to how Millie did things. Like, one of her pet peeves is the spice rack. Like, yo agarro vaina de ahí and I don't put it back.
It be the smallest thing,
and I don't put it back the way that she wants it. And bro, when she goes into that cabinet, she's like, "You touched it, didn't you?" And I'm like, "Yeah." She's like, "Why didn't you put the shit back the way it was?" I don't know. I don't think of shit like that.
You know
Pero
what's crazy?
ella,
Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say, like, at least with living with my mom, like, she'll tell me like stuff like that. And it just goes over my head. But it's like, bro, is it probably like some girly stuff that they always think about?
Yeah.
So it makes so much sense.
Es que cada quien es diferente.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, for me...
Everybody has their own pet peeves, I think.
Yeah. Everyone has their routines.
Yeah. And even to this day, like, I still do things that I used to do when I was single that I don't think about it inside of the house, but at the same time, I'm like, damn, like, my bad, like, I forget. And it's just not, and it's not like I do it on purpose. It's just that I've been so accustomed to doing that throughout my whole life. It's just like second nature to me. And I don't know. It's a challenge when you first move in with somebody like that, and you have to like really adjust and make compromises too, because there's times where, you know, you're like, I want to do this, I want to do that.
Oh, it's fact.
And for example, perfect example, like going out with you guys or doing like trips and stuff like that. It's not easy to tell your significant other that you're going to go on a trip with others when they may be like, yo, I want to do a trip like that with you.
You want to bring them with you too.
You do. Like, there's times where I'm like, damn,
Boys only, sorry.
Like for the trip that you guys went on to the stadiums, bruh. I would have.
That shit was lovely.
Like, I would love to go and do
West
that.
Coast was nice.
But at the same time, I'm like, damn, I want to bring my significant other because I know that she would enjoy that.
She would have hated that shit.
Invita a Wilson y a Rosy.
The way we were doing,
We were just.
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
Fuck it.
We were.
love
But
fun.
era un viaje de Bomba'to.
It really was.
Open for whatever. The only
ate
thing.
whatever, fuck it.
That trip, there was times when we bought the tickets to the game
That's
right
it,
before
that's
we
it.
get into the stadium.
Yeah. But then, once again, you also do want to do things outside without your partner. But then at the same time, you have that guilt.
Boys trip.
Like, I'm sure, Wilson, you feel the same way. Whenever you do something, like if you go, let's say, somewhere that she's never been to.
Medio. Wow.
Huh?
Lo metiste al medio.
No, pero y contigo también.
Okay.
Yo, cuando ella venga, everything's going to change for you.
Yeah. No va a ser lo mismo.
Dile, eso es porque tú no la tienes aquí todavía, pero...
It's okay.
Emmanuel,
What?
And in real life,
Yo, what's up?
cuando tu mujer venga aquí,
Yeah.
tú no vas a poder hacer lo mismo que tú haces.
¿Y qué es lo que yo hago? You making it seem like I've been doing some fuckboy shit.
No, it's not that you're doing some fuckboy
Lo
shit,
viajes con
pero
los primos.
para los viajes así, like sporadic trips. Where
It
you're
wasn't
gone-
sporadic.
It's not sporadic, pero when you're gone for a week.
Eso no es nada.
No es lo mismo.
Se le deja dinero.
Well, I feel like...
Tú lo dices porque tú no estás casado.
No, I feel like if it's like ahead of time, I think the biggest thing is you guys have a kid, right?
Yeah.
And that's like the biggest thing. I think that plays a huge factor. If she's here, we still have no kids.
But the thing is, at least for you, is a way different experience. Her come from there to here.
No, yeah.
So I feel like that makes it even
She's-
more of a...
yeah, she's gonna be more attached. Like to do
Yeah.
things. But like, I feel like if I don't know. I guess we're gonna have to wait and see. I don't know.
That's true.
I don't know.
'Cause
honestly, I don't know. She might be cool with it. She might be like, nah, you can't do that shit. But like,
Because I know of like people, like I have a few friends where their relationship is kind of like they're together and they do things together, but they go on trips separately. And I'm like, fuck, how do you do that?
They got kids?
No.
there you go.
That
Pero
has a lot to do. That has a lot to do.
Tú te apresuraste. Tú no querías. Tú no querías esperar. Tú no querías esperar.
pero
Tú le dijiste Bomba'to. Le dejaste caer esa bomba. Wow.
El diablo.
Le dejaste caer esa bomba, loco. Wow. Tú eres un criminal. Tú eres un criminal. No, sigue hablando. Sigue. Que te voy a esperar
Bro,
la
every
bajadita.
episode it just always
Te
goes
estaba
back to
esperando,
Andy.
era. Te estaba esperando.
Something that he said.
Buen sucio.
Yo
Te
creo
estaba
que ya
esperando.
bajó. Yo. Hasta se le fue lo que estaba hablando.
Yo, next topic.
¿Qué te iba a decir? ¿Qué te iba a decir?
ya, no, ya.
¿Cómo
Me
que ya?
mataron.
¿Cómo que ya?
Thank you for Nah, I can't even say that the kid play. Well, having a kid plays a factor because you have to think about like
Another person.
you
It's
have
more
you have to
responsibility.
think about another
It is.
person. Like
More
even this week, I went to North Carolina for a business trip, and I was there for 4 days,
Wow.
and just being there for those 4 days, you're thinking about your significant other because it's difficult. You have to play the role of
I agree
both
with that.
parents at that time when your significant other is away. So just going on a trip for pleasure to go on a trip with you guys, I have to think about that.
I feel like it'll be easier if you both did it.
That's
Yeah.
exactly what I was about to say. Like
If she
tú
did it
dejas
and
que
you did
ella- Exactly. You let
Yeah,
her
it'll
go on
be-
a trip
no,
for a
but-
couple days.
Oh no,
Girls trip.
I wouldn't mind that.
Hey,
she could go
girl.
on
I
a
wouldn't
girls
mind that
trip.
either. Let her go on a girls trip so we can do a boys trip.
Hint. Start planning some shit.
Yeah, that's gonna take.
Yeah,
years.
because we're trying to go to DR.
That's gonna take years for that to happen.
We got 2 international episodes on the books. The first one is DR.
Yeah.
The next one is what?
Where we going?
Olvídate de lo otro. Eso se averigua después.
Vámonos para
we
Samaná,
on?
loco. Samaná.
No,
So-
South America.
All right, so just
The
back
top
on,
of South America.
Very specific.
just back to the topic.
Te saliste debajo de una patana, loco. Wow.
So for you two that are single and at the moment, you know, you're still young, you're in your early career years where you've just started your careers.
Sounds like a very serious conversation.
Yeah.
What are some of the things that you would say are deal breakers for you when you're looking for the one?
If my family don't like them. Like I said
All right,
before.
outside of that, what are some of the red flags that just like, yeah, that's not for me?
If they're trying to get married right away, you're cooked. That's right there.
Just that.
Bro, do you know how hard it is for you to like start talking to someone and they start talking about, oh yeah,
Marriage, like
marriage
right
and
off the
that.
bat.
I'm like, bro,
Kids.
can we like get to know each other first?
Lo primero que Elvis thinks is, diablo, esta tipa me va a hacer hoy.
But
yo
what
no
if she's
condone."
saying that so you don't waste your time?
No, because that's okay. Like that's something that I talk to my partners about. Like, what do you want
Yeah.
ultimately?
Are
Bueno, yo me
so
quiero-
you're upfront with them.
Yeah, of
Okay.
course. You have to be. But not like you bringing it up in every conversation. Oh, yeah, marriage. Oh, yeah, kids. Oh, yeah. Like, bro, está tranquila. Espérate, respira.
But you gotta think about it. They're on a time clock.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That
they
time
are.
clock
That's
is
what I'm
The
saying.
female
It's
time
always
clock.
easier
Yeah.
for guys than girls. Because
Yeah.
bro, what's his name? The
By 30, they want to have kids.
bro, what's his name from Goodfellas?
But
Good fellas.
This one guy had a kid at like a 75.
Ray Liotta?
No,
No. Fucking, it's not Al Pacino. The other fucking guy.
oh yeah, the other guy.
That guy.
Robert De Niro?
Robert De
Yeah,
Niro.
bro, for guys, bro, you don't really have an expiration date.
Well, I can't even talk. My dad had kids.
Bro,
had
it's like
two
it's so
kids
easy
at,
for
like,
guys, bro. You don't
in
have to do
his
the hard
early
work.
60s or somewhere
Yeah,
around
my
there.
Bro, you don't
uncle
have to do
had
the hard work. Like for
close to
guys, it's
60.
kind of
My
like
dad, had my younger brother at 59.
That's true.
Tipo un pimp, loco.
Es un monstruo.
Bomba'to.
Hay que dársela. Wow.
You know what I would
No,
say
but-
though? Let's say that maybe ask Elvis and myself in terms of, and I guess it's interesting because we both have different experience with like our families or like our mom and dad. When it comes to let's say you get married and let's say this comes to marriage advice, like would you first reach out to like our group or would you reach out to like your parents in terms of like advice that you would need?
I would do a mix of both.
My parents don't know.
depends on
No,
what-
but who would be like the first person?
Yeah, how long have your parents been married?
For a long time.
So they
but-
know a lot more than you. Shut the
Yeah,
hell
but
up.
like they don't know.
Give
They
them
don't know
some
about
respect.
today though.
Give them some
Bomba.
respect. Yeah, give them some respect.
They don't know about today though.
Okay,
They
but
know about the core values
eso es
of
lo que te
having a
digo.
family together.
Depende de la situación. Like, it depends on what the question is or like what the problem is, what the situation
But just in general,
But it depends on the
for
situation.
anything.
Anything, I'm reaching out to both.
But who would we reach out to first?
I would say the guys.
I feel like with guys, it's
obviously, it's
easier.
going to be us
But I'm saying-
first because we relate to each other.
That's what I'm saying. So it's easier for us to.
But I'm going to still reach out to
No,
my
of course,
parents.
but you
or,
reach
like,
out to us
people that I
first.
think have healthy relationships.
I think our family, the first thing that they would say
That-
is Busca a Dios primero. Y él te va a decir.
That's my mother.
Busca de Dios.
Busca de Dios y él te va a dar la respuesta que tú estás buscando.
Nah, but mommy would tell me straight up. too.
Correcto. El camino correcto.
She'll say pray about it, but then she'll give me a straight up.
Yeah. Nah, I would do a mixture of both. Once again, I take my close circle's opinions very seriously, especially like from Thea, from you guys, even from the girls at times, like depending on who I ask.
At times.
At times, because sometimes they be giving me some bullshit. But I do listen to them.
I can't.
So
You going to be specific, bro? Just say the girls.
nah, usually the two that I
They're listening.
resonate with
Want their
the
names
most
to be
is
said?
Rain and Chris
Shout out to Renee and Chris Melly.
Yeah, because they were the two that I grew up with the most before
Those
you
are
guys
older
came
ones.
along.
Older.
Yeah,
The older
Well.
ones, yeah.
and I take their advice on things, and depending on what I get from them, I'll take it with a grain of salt, or I'll take it to heart.
And then you'll hit up the guys group chat like, yo,
What
respóndame ustedes,
advice
por
do you go
favor.
to us?
What other guys?
No, what
No, what
advice would you go
advice?
to us?
Any advice,
Yeah,
bro.
what advice? 'Cause I don't like.
Any advice.
You
Let's
probably
be
have, but
honest.
I'm trying to like remember like what advice would you go to? Like what
He doesn't really-
advice do I
No, no,
have
no.
to give?
He-
to you? What advice do I have to give to you?
So with you, when I ask you for advice, I listen to what you say, and then I do the opposite. So if you tell me,
Tírate del puente.
I'll walk across. Nah,
I'll
like,
walk my way down.
yeah, I'll throw a rope and then climb down.
No, but
I usually ask for like life advice. Like me and Wilson, we talk a lot about like careers and stuff like that. Like we bring those things up amongst ourselves. With Elvis, we talk about like just business and things of like trying to figure out how to elevate ourselves.
entrepreneurship.
Yeah. With Manny, we talk about pretty much everything. And with Angel, we talk about
All the nonsense.
All the nonsense. We talk about sports, and
Multi-service.
he literally helps me remove myself from like just the stress.
Serious
Bro,
situations.
the blue chats be good like at
Yeah.
1, 2 p.m. bro. When you're like stressed out the day and it's just some random bullshit.
Like,
Yo,
bro,
nah, I hate when y'all be getting that group
Bro,
chat
it be
late. and
good.
I'm like,
It be
in the middle
good.
of class.
Yo,
y no
it
puedo
be
chequear maldito
good.
teléfono.
Yo, it be
90
good.
messages
Yo.
deep.
Yo, not yesterday. When was it? Yesterday.
Bro, it be
I checked the
good.
group chat.
Yeah,
yo,
bro.
from 12, from like
gotta
12:30.
scroll all the way up.
Bro, 95
Pon
mensajes. I'm
atención.
like, diablo, ¿qué es lo que estos tigres están
Pon
hablando?
atención. On both group chats.
Yo, I got to my prep period. I'm like, bro, what the hell?
All right. So the last.
Wait, hold on, because Angel never answered his. What are your deal breakers?
Oh, yeah.
Ooh.
What are your deal
Bueno,
breakers?
primero
Because you're the most mysterious out of
Bueno,
all.
primero
of
tiene
us.
que
He's not
ser-
mysterious.
Bueno, primero
Angel-
tiene que ser Yanquita y Liceíta.
¿Cómo yo? How did I know that he was going to
Pero
say some shit?
pregunta,
You can say some
si la tipa está buenísima y está por ti y tiene todo lo que tú buscas
Pero es fanática de-
y te dice, papi, yo soy fanática de los Red Sox y de las Águilas.
Here's the thing.
Y
De la-
no-
ey,
y-
de las
y-
Águilas sí.
Espérate. Y a mí no me gusta WWE.
Ay,
Ay,
Deal breaker,
yo
bro.
creo que ahí
Deal
te
breaker.
pasaste con lo de WWE. Pues, ok, vamos a decirlo al revés. Le gusta el WWE, pero es fanática de los Red Sox y de las
Se
Águilas.
matan los dos.
No, espérate.
Apasionantemente.
Nah, here's the thing. The Yankees.
aprende,
Well, both teams I've known since I was young, and they'll never leave. But for her, it's like you could be here one day and then.
Ábrete la puerta tú misma y salte de ahí.
You leave and I just watch the game, and
Hey.
yeah.
Si tú quieres,
espérate.
regresa el próximo
Hold
día.
on. Angel, let's be honest. Tú has visto las mujeres de la capital y tú has visto las mujeres del Cibao.
Has he
So
though?
you're telling me que porque ella no sea fanática del Licey, clipped.
Papá, yo soy. You see the group chat? I disappeared.
Facts, bro. Cuando
I disappeared.
Lo bueno es que él lo sabe, que él es loco.
3 months later, ¿y dónde está Ángel, loco?
El tipo went on a journey
Tipo
find himself.
se desapareció, loco.
and randomly just shows up on a
Happy
random
New
day.
Year.
Yo,
We're
nah.
so worried about this
Listen,
nigga.
okay, after the 5th inning of the game 5 between the Dodgers and the Yankees,
Diablo, hasta se le olvidó.
I try to erase the memory from my head.
Yeah.
Angel went MIA, and we heard back from Angel. Like honestly, heard back.
Like 3 months
No,
later.
it was New Year's Eve at 2 a.m. I have the proof. It was New Year's Eve.
It was New Year's Eve.
And like, yo, people were hitting me up like, yo, you haven't talked to Angel? Yo, hit up Angel, call Angel. So yo, para ver que él estaba vivo, you know what I had to do? we have a shared account for something. So I put like forgot password or whatever, like send a pin. And then I hit him, I'm like, yo, send me that pin. Y él me lo manda, I'm like, okay, está vivo.
That's all the proof that I need.
Sign of life.
Yo lo voy a dejar tranquilo. Yo voy a hablar cuando él quiera.
And then you put in the group chat, he's alive, guys.
Yeah.
All right, so we're wrapping up. So, last comments that you guys have about, you know, the pressures of getting married or being pressured by family into getting married.
I think, so conversations that I've had with my inner circle, again, like my parents and stuff, even though they kind of, you know, throw the little jabs like, oh, cuando ve la novia, los nietos, whatever. At the end of the day,
I feel like that's
they
everything
want
in
us.
family, though.
They want us to be happy and find the right person.
Oh, yeah.
Because I told them, like, when I had that conversation with them, I'm like, yo, I could get you nietos right now, but that's not what
fácil.
y'all want. And they're like, no, es verdad. Nosotros por estar jugando, pero, you know, tú estás buscando, right? Like, you know, you trying to.
You,
and I'm like,
you putting yourself out there.
I'm like, yeah, of course, like, you know, but
Ni eso está
I'm not
haciendo
gonna, I'm not gonna.
Wow.
And it's kind of what I said before of like me being a more private person. I'm not gonna bring just anyone around the family. Like for me, that's sacred.
Honestly, we're all private if you really think about it.
Yeah.
The only reason we know more about each other is just because we have the group chat with each other.
Yeah, no,
So we share.
literally.
So
Yeah.
that's
No,
it.
y que nosotros somos los que nos llevamos mejor. Because, you know, guys being guys, we're always gonna.
Facts.
And I joined the group late too.
It's kind of crazy how it is. Like we're like family. He's family, but not like as close in terms of like bloodline. And then you came around, and it's like we're all like
Bueno,
It feels like we're
este ya
blood.
es family por asociación, porque ya está casado en la
But it
familia.
feels like we're like all blood when we're like technically.
Oh,
like,
nah, yeah, nah,
It feels like we've known each other
Yeah.
for
for
years.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
I will say,
We were talking some match. Yeah.
Wilson getting into the group chat, we clicked right away.
Yeah.
Like the first time I met Wilson, I was like, yeah, he's a good guy.
That's
We like
that's a
them.
conversation for another episode.
we
That,
fucks
that is
with
a
him.
conversation for
How
another.
do you know when to add somebody to a family
Ooh.
group?
Ooh.
Next
Yeah.
episode.
Stay tuned for next
Stay
episode.
tuned for next episode. But nah, in all seriousness, once again, we want to thank you guys for enjoying our conversation. Manny,
follow.
you wanna finish it off with your message to our fans?
Please, if you like.
No, dímelo con ánimo.
Sí, ya.
Con ánimo.
Es que tiene hambre, dale chance.
Tiene hambre.
Yo te exigencia. Tengo hambre, sí, loco.
Like a nigga cheese.
Okay.
If you like the content, please like, share,
And subscribe.
Leave comments. Do everything.
Esa vaina.
Todo.
We're everywhere. We're
Give us a
everywhere.
little share on Instagram.
Where? YouTube,
Twitter.
TikTok, Spotify, toda esa vaina.
Matter of fact,
estamos en todos lados.
I'm
Estamos
gonna
regados como el dengue.
Del
Como
diablo,
el dengue, no.
Estamos regados por todos lados. Estamos como el dedo malo que todo se lo pega. El diablo.
I definitely. So I want to leave a question out for the for our viewers. Pretty much the same question.
Leave it in the comments.
Leave it in the comments. What is your deal breaker when you're dating someone and your family? Matter of fact,
What
what's
is your deal breaker in relationships?
Yeah.
Big facts.
All right.
All right, guys.
Well, thank you. This has been Bomba'to. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
That was good.
That was good.